Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Wowie zowie.
Zippity wang.
Whippity whip whip whippity woo.
Shivering. Shivering.
Shakaka. Shakaka.
Welcome back to Digi Bros. Oh, holy shit,
It could have
dude.
gone all day. Oh my god, it's Splatoon!
We're playing, we're gonna do it. We're gonna beat the game, we're gonna finish the thing. Where the fuck do I find the story mode?
Way back months ago, probably, this was before we started Twilight Princess, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, then we did Twilight Princess right
after
after
this was right after Dark Souls.
Yeah, in between Dark Souls and Twilight Princess, we did like 13 episodes of Splatoon. Kind of disjointed, because it was like random levels or something, and then, Victor's decided that texting is more important than doing the show.
Yes,
apparently,
it is. Hold on.
Victor didn't say to whoever he's talking to, hey, I'm about to do a show.
I'm about to!
Should have probably done it before we started. We've been drinking a bit. We're trying to, I'll you know what? I don't want to have the conversation by myself. I don't feel like talking about drinking alone.
I'm done with the text, you motherfucker. Dude, I'm teal now. This is much better than orange.
Alright, let's do, oh shit, you got a bandana.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm a fucking gangster.
So, we did a bunch of episodes of Splatoon, and then we got to the final boss, and we couldn't beat it.
Yes.
And Victor said, if this video gets over 100 likes, we'll come back and beat the final boss. And it did. It took probably 2 or 3 weeks, but it did happen, and we were impressed because I don't know if it was just that, like, because okay, the Digibros videos typically get like 30 or so likes, maybe, like, at the most. Whoa, that was trippy, because you just kind of looked down at your pad and then shit happened on screen.
I'm trying to find the final boss. I don't remember where it was.
Is this it?
Is that it?
Unavoidable flying object? Does it say if you beat it or not?
No, because it was, like, on its own thing, wasn't it? Wasn't it on, like, its own island?
Dude, I don't remember.
Hold on.
It's been fucking months since we
Oh,
did
here
this.
it is. It's floating around. Oh, I can't jump to it. It's gotta come to me. Alright, give it a second.
Okay.
I don't know how to get on this guy. He's passing by.
Passing where? Victor's like
you're
trying to use the map on the thing on the gamepad to like figure this out.
Oh, I gotta remember how to play this game.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough.
Fuck, where the fuck is the boss?
But yeah, we said we'd do it if we got 100 likes, and impressively we did. I don't know if it was just that everyone who doesn't usually hit like decided to hit likes for the sake of this, or if people shared the video around a lot. I know at least one person posted about it on their blog. So, yeah, thanks to you guys, we got 100 likes, and we decided we were going to do it. The reason we didn't do it immediately is that we were going to try to get the Splatoon amiibo, and then...
I forgot we were trying to do that.
Because if you get the Splatoon amiibo, apparently it lets you use all of the weapons in single-player mode.
There it fucking is. Get into this motherfucker's its own boss. What is this shit?
How do you do it?
I don't
Are you
remember.
sure that's what that is?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the final boss.
You're certain?
Around. Yeah. I can see it on my map. It's got a skull.
I
can't. It won't let me warp.
What
to
does
it.
that "to the next area" thing on screen mean?
It just
Will
means
that
go
just
over
take
there. I
you
guess.
there? Like, try pressing things.
It won't take me there, or else I could just tap it. Get out of my face. Oh, I'm already.
What?
I'm drunk. I'm just gonna tell our audience we've decided to drink with this playthrough.
What we did was less than 20 minutes ago. We went to the store, and Victor bought a bottle of his Jew wine, as he calls it.
It's kosher wine.
What exactly, like, what is the properties of it other than that it's kosher? What kind of wine?
It's just very sweet.
Yeah, it's like
That's why I like it.
It's a really dark
shit.
purple wine that is extremely sweet. All right, blow up that thing and get up it. Go up.
What?
Just ascend.
What?
Go up that yellow on your left. The yellow behind you.
That's not gonna get me over to that.
It'll get you up to that over there.
This'll. Shit. Fuck.
This is gonna be a
This is a
very
bad idea, man.
very long video. Yeah, that thing.
There we go.
I remember this.
Everything's just so bright. It's like my eyes hurt.
So Victor's drinking.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
That's what I remember.
Here we.
Okay, let's finish this. Enter the octo, whatever.
I'm just gonna check this real quick.
Don't check your fucking text during the show.
She said have fun, okay? I told her we were playing the game, and I talked to her later.
Anyway, yeah, we spent like 45 minutes on this and couldn't do it. He got over 100 upvotes. We were going to fucking buy the Splatoon amiibo. We couldn't find it anywhere. I'm sure we could probably get it online.
I'm not gonna beat the boss 'cause I'm orange. This is bullshit. It's the final battle, man. It clashes with my shirt. Stupid.
Victor really hates the random color thing.
I really don't like orange.
Yeah, Victor is
have we talked about that on here?
Against orange. Yes,
I'm pretty sure when we played Splatoon, I talked about
We have definitely addressed orange on Splatoon.
God, it's just some kind of color, man.
It's funny
it's one
because
of the colors.
Orange is not only like the color of sci-fi these days. Like everything sci-fi is orange.
Yes.
And orange and teal is the color combination that everyone uses in movies. So you're really at ends with like all of color design these days.
Yeah, man. I'm the rebel.
Our friend
I'm here not fucking feeding into the system.
Our friend Josh, who watches this show, is a very big fan. Does he still watch this? Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if he'll watch Splatoon.
What's going on? But leave a comment.
Our friend Josh is a very big fan of the color orange, and Victor considers this to be one of his worst traits as a human being.
I guess.
I feel like you went like as soon as you heard that Josh's favorite color was orange, you were just like, "Of course it is, Josh."
I mean, it was you kind of knew his favorite color was orange before he said it. If you asked me what I thought Josh's favorite color was, it would have been orange. I mean, it's just his aesthetic. I don't know, you know.
I don't. I am fine with all colors. I think the orange in this game.
Well, isn't that good for you?
This is a good orange, man. It's very vibrant.
It's not a bad orange. No, this is a bad orange. It looks like it reminds me of like carrots or something, like carrot paste. What is this orange? It's not natural.
So I wanted to dedicate this show.
My ass.
Since this episode was made possible by fan support, I wanted to dedicate this episode to thanking our fans.
Don't we do that all the time?
Well, today one of our fans gave us $25.
What a fucking bro, man.
Because we had a video we were talking about money and shit, and basically
I felt bad about that because all of our fan comments were just about like how broke they are, and it's like these high school students who are like, I'd give you money. I'm like, don't give me money.
They're not all high school students. Some of them were saying, oh, I'm in college,
some of them
were
poor college students. But the one guy was like, oh, I might get $100 for my birthday, and I'll give you some of that. I'm like, it's your birthday. Don't give me your birthday money. Go buy something fun.
All right. You might enjoy this though, because the guy who sent our money. Sorry, I didn't memorize your name. It was too difficult for me to memorize. And
things are flying at me real fast.
It would take too long for me to bring up the window and look it up again. But
I'm not gonna make it.
I remember what your avatar looks like in my head, but I can't remember the name.
What is this boss?
Anyway, he sent us $25 and he said, use it to go buy Victor lunch or something, right?
Yeah.
And I thought,
thanks, man.
I thought you might enjoy.
I'm really broke right now,
Victor. I thought you might enjoy the thought. We took that guy's lunch money.
Oh no! Wait, what's that from?
What?
What?
It's not from anything.
Oh.
It's like the classic cliche of bullies that they take your lunch money.
Oh, I thought you were making a reference to something. No. I don't know. The way you said it was like it was a reference.
You throughout the previous show we were talking about money. You were saying that we're like bullies or like a mega church or something.
Oh yeah,
so
like a mega church. Yeah.
That we're taking their lunch money.
Yeah, man. And now Jesus Christ will like have mercy on you and shit and like forgive you for your sins.
How did you get so drunk off half a bottle of fucking wine?
0 to 100 real quick. I don't drink a whole lot.
Fair point. Victor drank half of a small bottle of wine, like smaller than. It's not even 750 milliliters.
It is 750 milliliters.
Oh, well, it's a weird boxy design.
It's just fatter than it is tall.
Yeah, it's a oddly shaped wine bottle.
fuck my ass. Your fucking fists away from me. He's just fisting me, man. Just fisting this poor child.
Oh, God. Disgusting.
I'm a squid kid, man. I'm a squid and I'm also a kid.
That's true. Yeah, he drank half the bottle and he's already, like, drunk. And this was in the span, like,
I chugged it, so that's why it, you know...
Victor opened the bottle and drank a third of it immediately. And then got it down to halfway right afterwards. I, meanwhile, have been excited to...
Because I'm not going to be able to keep drinking while I'm playing the game, you know? I got to get drunk
I'm excited to note that I, for the first time ever, got a box wine.
Yeah.
Now, our audience might not know what a box wine is unless they're alcoholics. I learned about it from an alcoholic. My good friend Cider, the host of Cider's Pub Crawl, which, by the way, I feel like I've mentioned the pub crawl on here before, and I think it's something a lot of people don't really get what the fuck it is.
You mention it all the fucking time.
Well, people don't get what it is because it was a radio show on Celestia Radio, which is a pony radio channel, but we had not been a pony show for a very long time, and we were just kind of on there because we had always been on there. So Cider finally decided to break the show away from the channel and make it a YouTube show.
Shit on my fucking ass.
We did our first recording last week. We did our first live stream, but the live stream didn't work out right because he didn't test it very well, and his connection couldn't handle it at the time. So
I'm wearing a helmet.
So the episodes are recorded and uploaded to DJ Cider's Pub Crawl YouTube channel. So go there if you want to listen to the first episode that we recorded, and on Monday nights Tuesday mornings at 1 a.m. I think is when we're recording. Was it midnight or 1 a.m.? Whatever. It's Tuesday morning. You'll know by the tweets because I tweet about it and shit. But yeah, the Celestia Radio, not Celestia Radio Pub Crawl is now a YouTube show. If anyone was ever curious about it. But Cider, who is the host, who is the biggest alcoholic I know at present.
Am I doing something wrong right now? Why hasn't he moved?
You have to hit both of his things. You've only hit one each time.
Oh.
I say at present because we used to have a very frequent co-host named MK Balefire who was just an incorrigible drunk. He would drink an entire bottle of vodka on every show. We did 2 shows a week, Victor.
Holy shit.
He would drink over a bottle of
That's pretty bad. That's not
he would
healthy.
Start with he actually did have to stop drinking at times from heart problems.
Are you saying he would because he's dead?
No, he had to go. His family. See,
motherfucker! That was a third one.
Yeah.
He's getting covered in fucking ink, man.
That's the way this fight works. Is that there's 3 different times where you end up at a stage where you have to do it 3 times. It's pretty rough and long. Just like
life's rough in dog jail, man.
Dog jail?
Yeah, man.
Is this a reference?
Motherfucker! Ah! No!
You're acting like you're really high right now, is what's getting me.
It's like
it's not even a drunk attitude. You're just quiet, and then you say some weird random shit.
Bright,
and I'm
my
just
eyes hurt.
I'm just left to be what the fuck is he talking about?
And you're just talking about boring shit, man. You're talking about the pub crawl.
I was trying to get to this box wine, but you showed no enthusiasm for the box wine, so I had to start talking about the pub crawl.
I mean, the box wine is very exciting.
Why didn't you describe it when I let in for you?
Was I supposed to describe the box wine?
I got box wine, and then I sat there.
I thought you were gonna
30 seconds.
Make a point about your box wine.
Well, I guess Victor doesn't want to be the one to go continue the statement.
It's a box of wine. It's 5 fucking liters of wine. Is that what you wanted me to say? Oh, well, way to be a passive aggressive host.
It's not passive aggressive. It's called leading. We do it all the time on this show. We do it constantly. One of us brings up a topic and then we let it sit in the air so the other person can react and go, "Oh yes, that is a thing. Well, why don't you explain it to me?"
I'm sorry. Okay.
It's a way to make it so the show is not wall to wall me talking.
Well, but you triggered by talking a bunch by yourself at the pub crawl.
Because you didn't show any enthusiasm for the topic. So I decided the best way to broach the topic would be to explain why I know about box wine, because of these alcoholics that I hang out with, such as Cider, who has made it his mission to discover he wants to find the cheapest drinkable alcohol, stopping short of like rubbing alcohol, like that's his bottom out.
This is a boss, man.
And box wine is for the amount you get, very cheap. It was $18 for 5 liters of wine,
That's
which
a lot
is
of fucking wine.
the equivalent of 6 750 milliliter bottles, which is a normal sized wine bottle. So, yeah, it's a lot of fucking wine. It doesn't taste particularly good, but you know, it's drinkable. I'm drinking it. I'm about to finish my second glass. And now I have finished my second glass.
This is a bad idea. This is the worst way for me to play this game.
Look up pictures of box wine. You keep saying that, but you've been doing like way better than you ever did when we played this before.
I don't know. Everything feels like slow.
You've been doing like exponentially better than any of your attempts in the
really
original
just shiny
playthrough.
And it hurts my eyes.
Like you had never made it this far without getting fucking hit before.
Splatted?
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Fuck my ass. I don't fucking know. Everything's splat, man. It's Splatoon.
Splat.
Fuck.
Oh.
Fuck. Alright, I remember this shit.
Yeah, this is rough.
Motherfucker. No!
Why didn't you jump?
I did. I pressed the button. It's just not the timing. Fuck, man. Oh, I got 1 fucking life now. Shit on my ass. Shit all over my fucking ass.
It's not looking
shit on my ass. I didn't want that to be aimless shit that could just fall on anyone. That was for my ass.
I just hope that this is what you know, when people say like, oh, came for Digi, stayed for Victor. I'm always like, I
don't know if it's this Victor.
Yeah, I'm always wondering like what
which Victor did you stay for? Because there's a lot of modes.
I wonder that a lot. I'm like,
quality.
I'm like, do people like the Victor that's like random comments all the time? Because like whenever I listen back to like the Zelda episodes, for instance, it'll be like I'm going on some long tirade and you just say things I don't even realize, like randomly, like. Something happens and you're like, whoa, Gupta, and I'm like, and I don't notice at all until like I'm listening to it back and I'm like, oh, I don't know. He Gupta that.
I'm probably getting progressively less clever as the show goes on and like paying less attention.
But I'm just like, is it the random comments that people like, or is it when you like go on about
the stories? I don't know. Those never seem interesting.
Yeah, it never seems like people are super interested
really
in like the stories.
What people like? Maybe they watched a video I made and were like, oh, this guy's all right. I don't know.
Maybe it's because you
I guess it's like I'm not a big fan of me, so I don't know why anyone would be.
Maybe it's that you're the one that they like emotionally resonate with more, because I seem more like a cold, calculating android, and you're like this
last one's so fast.
Like a weird Gupta thing.
I'm just some guy.
You were saying that you wanted to continue the mythology of Gupta.
Oh no, let's save that for Wind Waker.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's like the core series, so it's got all the Gupta lore. I don't know. People might not watch this, and then they'll have gaps in their.
So officially, Gupta is like is mainline content.
Yeah, that's mainline content. For the PSO playthrough, this is for the because not everyone might watch this. You know,
hit you right in the face. I don't know. I feel like this will be.
It'll probably be like 2 hours long.
I feel like this will be watched much more than the Zelda playthrough, because this is a hotly anticipated video. You know. The two videos that always get the most in every play session playthrough is the first and the last.
Yeah.
You know, people want to see how it started. People want to see how it ended. And well, I think people watch the first one because they want to know what the game is like, what our interaction with the game is going to be like, you know, stuff like that. You know,
see if we're funny yet.
Yeah, they decide if they want to keep up with the series.
Are these guys assholes?
And then they watch the last one because they're like, oh, let's see how like, oh, it's the big finale. That's cool, you know. Let's see how far they made it since I watched episode 1 way back. Whatever.
Where's the floor?
You can't go forward. You have to hit his fucking shit.
Oh, I thought it was just like invisible floors.
Did you not see the huge barrier?
Look, man.
The huge purple barrier that was blocking you. You know, I think the reason you have to be orange for this fight is because he's purple, and orange and purple are complementary colors. I'm pretty sure that's why you're orange for this fight.
Well, isn't that something, huh? Isn't
that's
that
Gupta served cold.
Yes.
That catchphrase is better than I ever thought it would be.
Exactly.
Like, when you said it the first time, I think you said it like off. Yeah, because you came up with it off camera when you were designing Robo Gupta.
Yes.
And you kept like saying it when you were playing single player, and like we were just even you were like, it's awful. You said yourself, you're like, it's terrible, but you love it. And then you were trying to come up with like different catchphrases, but that was the one that like was so catchy that we couldn't stop saying
it's
it.
Gupta served cold.
So fucking stupid.
No.
No. So okay, this show is starting to have like a, you know, I think every like long running show like this, like every Let's Play or like show of this nature, where you get two people like constantly talking all the time and, you know, reusing jokes and stuff.
Yes.
You always end up with certain like memes for the show, certain references.
Which I'm glad we're starting to get show memes.
Well, like for me, it only becomes a thing when the audience starts saying it.
Yes,
like
that's when I love it.
When people started saying
when they
very clean
to...
all the time.
And which I say in everyday life.
Oh, everyone we know does now.
All I say is very, and I say it in every situation, and no one understands, and I'm just like, oh, this sucks. It's my response to everything, just very clean.
Fucking Trevor and Donson and
everything that happens, man. I feel like it's a problem.
Constantly.
It's becoming an addiction. Very clean.
But when it's well placed, oh man, it's so beautiful.
Yes.
But the moment that I realized it was a thing was not from people saying it in the comments on Digi Bros, but when they started saying it in the comments on my other videos, particularly the Digi After Dark videos, where we used the nice camera for the first time, and like half the comments were very clean, and I was just, oh my god.
Very clean.
That was when I realized we had generated a meme.
Meme.
Oshino meme.
Did we ever talk about how our grandma wants to be called Meme? Because it's like I hate it. I can't take it seriously at all, and I'll never call her that. But then me and Hope have started referring to her as the Meme.
Okay, so our grandma, her nickname has been Meemaw for like 25 to 30, no, probably close to 30 years, because it was our oldest cousin Jared called her that, and like I guess by the ancient rules inscribed on the fucking the Moses's shit, like
no.
According to the Moses doctrine.
The Moses doctrine.
According to the Ten Commandments. According to the Ten Commandments, whoever is the firstborn grandson gets to choose the nickname for the grandma.
Yes.
This is what I've been told by sources.
Scholars.
Yes. And
he who interprets the text. My rabbi told me.
Look, we've got a whole team at fucking Cambridge, like, decoding this shit, alright? Cambridge is a college, right?
I don't fucking know. It's one of those places.
You know, we got all the Mensa people on
Hella Mensa.
Anyway, she's been Meemaw for like 30 years because of our oldest cousin. And we've always called her that our whole lives. And then, like...
As a kid, I didn't know that wasn't her name, you know?
Yeah, like it's just always what we've called her, is Meemaw.
She's Meemaw.
And then, like, all of a sudden, somewhere around 2 years ago, she decided that she didn't want to be called Meemaw because it sounds like a cow, is what she said. Something like that. Like, it sounds like you're...
Fucking awesome logic.
Yeah. And so she'll get like mad at you if you call her Meemaw.
Which is hilarious.
And she'll like emphasize the W. She'll be like, it's not Meemaw. She has like a really thick southern accent. She's like, it's not Meme-Maw. It's just call me Meme. So she wants to be called Meme.
And she has no idea of internet culture.
No idea.
Or what that means
meme
to us.
is an online thing. And no one will tell her because she won't get it. Like, she won't understand, and no one
have no frame of reference for what it means.
No one wants to have to be the one who has to tell her and, like, try to explain what a meme is to her and why you wouldn't want to be named that. You know, like, why that's a terrible idea and no one can take it seriously that she wants to be called Meme.
It's awesome. Super awesome. Because I'll always just call her Meme-Maw, and then she gets all pissed off.
Right, she'll get mad if you call her Meme-Maw, but it's like, dude... You don't understand what the name you're attempting to have means.
Yes.
And it's pretty fucking hilarious. It's second only to the Space Book. Did we talk about the Space Book?
Did we talk about the Space Book?
I feel like
show them the Space Book.
Must have. I will show them the Space Book. So this was probably 5 years ago, maybe 6. It was like close to when we first moved in here.
It's like one more part, right?
My parents were visiting Korea. I think it was the Korea trip when this happened, right?
Yeah, maybe.
My parents were in... Hold on, I'm going to pour myself more wine while this
I should chug a little bit of this.
That sounds like pissing, that's because the box wine has a spout. Like, you pull out a spout, and it's like a... What are these called? What's the word for this? Other than spout.
Faucet?
Faucet. It's like when you get those, like when you go to a picnic and they have the big jugs of Gatorade with the little push thing.
A picnic basket.
It's like that.
It's having a picnic.
And it's incredible that wine can be served in something like this.
Oh, legally. Yes. Dude, in like Savannah, you could walk the streets with that.
A box wine?
You could walk the streets drinking out of a box wine.
That shit was breaking my arm.
That would be the funniest fucking
car.
thing I've ever seen. To see a dude walking around drinking straight out of a box wine.
Like pull tab to the mouth?
Yes.
Jesus.
Even better if you have the box and a glass and you're carrying both around.
I encourage anyone who's curious to look up, like, Google box wine and look at what I'm talking about.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
But
it's a box of wine.
Okay, when I first heard it, when Cider described it to me, I did not understand. I hadn't
seen box wine
I was like, how does wine come in box? Until I saw it in the store, and I was like, oh. It's a box.
It's a box of wine.
And then I was like, how the fuck do you get the wine out of the box? What... Like, because I'm thinking, okay, because when you see it in person, you understand that there's a large bag inside of the box. You know, the box is just to hold to hold shape, but the bag is what the wine is inside of. You know, and the pull tab is connected to the bag. But when you hear a box of wine, you're like, liquids don't come in a box. That is not a thing. You know, that's where my confusion came from.
This boss is so fucked, man.
It is. It's such a weird step up in difficulty from the rest of the game.
It's just real fucking intense.
This is the end,
This is it. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand way the fuck back.
Let me finish the Spacebook story before we finish this. So, my parents were, like, in Korea for, like, a week or two, right? And, because my dad, at least at the time, worked for a Hyundai dealerships, and he's like...
well, because he works Volkswagen and Hyundai at the same time.
Right, but he was in Korea for a Hyundai thing. Like, they brought him out there. And, like, my grandma was coming over to, like, you know, to watch us and house sit and stuff like that, like, just in spurts across that time. And...
Isn't that when she lived with us?
No, this is before she lived with us, I believe. Yeah, this is before she lived with us. She was just there to watch that, like, you know, to check on us and shit while my parents were out in Korea. And, she, like, my parents post a lot on Facebook. Like, anything they're up to, they post on Facebook. And our grandma has never understood the internet and is seemingly incapable of doing so. I think we've talked about that on the show before.
It's like she refuses.
That she's, like, taken... Like, she's had multiple, like, jobs that trained her to do this. Or,
I'm
like,
sure
took
those are, like, old-ass,
like,
Windows 98 computers or something. So I'm sure she would be able to understand the technology these days.
Old-ass computer, I think a lot older than Windows 98.
That's pretty old.
I think she probably was trained on something older than Windows 98. It was probably like a DOS
that long ago,
computer
though.
or something.
That was when she was working in, like, Nagside and shit.
I don't know, like, when she took these. I just know that there were times that she has been taught how to use the
internet.
You still have 1 life left.
No!
So you better do this shit.
Every life is precious.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be knocked off like that, man. That's
how
bullshit.
you died most of the times before.
It's so... it's so hard.
And the worst part is that this is 30 minutes in. So if you die now,
Holy
it's another
shit.
30 minutes.
Holy shit. This is the worst fucking final boss.
It's so rough. It's like, it's ludicrous. Like,
and I had my super special attack and now I don't. Oh, I gotta go back over to the platform to hit him back further. Oh, I hate.
So anyway, she doesn't understand how to use the internet, but she understands that everyone uses... What?
The game had died!
Oh my god.
No!
Oh
no!
my god.
No!
Why doesn't it have battery?
What the fuck? Where's the cord? It's right over there.
It's too late.
No! No!
Oh my god.
Doesn't it usually pause the game when that happens?
I can't believe it didn't. 30 minutes. I'm gonna drink a lot of wine. He's texting Hope to tell her. Oh. I'm gonna pour myself another and get right back to work. Oh, man.
Oh, that is a drunk text. It'll be funnier if it's misspelled.
Oh, man.
Oh, my fuck. Fuck!
I didn't even see a battery thing on screen.
Happened?
We didn't get any warnings. Like with Zelda, I was watching back those Zelda episodes, and like every episode we recorded has a fucking battery thing on screen. I guess we should have known because it's not like we ever charged it from. But I've been playing with it all. Like I've been playing with that controller today and not had it tell me anything. Can you close the door? The cat fucking opened the door. I'll press the buttons. I'll walk the forward.
We could have been done.
We could have been
over.
done.
I'm gonna eat this York, man. I'm gonna eat this fucking York. I'm gonna bite this shit.
I'm not gonna play this.
Hold on, I'm just gonna.
You better hurry. The cutscene is activated.
Oh yeah.
Victor's eating a York peppermint patty.
That's my shit.
So, anyways, returning to this fucking Spacebook story. Grandma knows that that Facebook is where people post stuff, and she knows my parents post on there. And she constantly calls, like, some of her other daughters, like her eldest daughter. Like, they talk on the phone all the time. They just constantly gossip about everything going on with everybody in the family, right? Everything that's happening, they're always talking about it. And because my grandma doesn't know how to use Facebook, my aunt will just tell her everything that's going on Facebook. So she still knows what everyone's posting about just through secondhand knowledge. So my aunt had told her that my parents were posting all this stuff from Korea. Well, me and Victor don't use Facebook, like, at all, like, and I don't read my parents' fucking stuff when they're out of town because it's always just like, look at this awesome thing we're doing, and I'm like, like, yeah, sure would be fun if I was there. I don't care.
Like, cool.
Yeah, good for you. Have fun, So I don't usually, like, check the Facebook when they're out of town and shit. So Mima finds out that that they're posting about this stuff on Facebook, and she starts demanding that one of us show her, right? But at this time, she still doesn't know what that, like, because she had heard of MySpace and Facebook, and this was 2000. Oh,
that's why she made the connection.
Yeah, because it's like 2009 or 10, so like MySpace was still, like, it wasn't completely irrelevant yet, So she starts saying, "I want to see what's on Spacebook. Show me what's on Spacebook." And like, You know, I don't want to explain to her that it's not called Spacebook. I do not want to have to explain that. And the fact that she doesn't even understand what it is means I definitely don't want to have to show her what's on the Spacebook. I don't want to have to go to a computer, like find a computer to sit her down at and have her stand over my shoulder for what will probably be 45 minutes because she's going to want to see every fucking picture. You know, that's how she is. She'll get into this all day. And she'll be asking me to zoom in on stuff, and she'll be asking me to do this and that and all this other shit. And I'm like, I do not want to show her the Spacebook, right? So... So she's asking us to show it to her, and we're all just kind of like, no, I don't want to. Like, we're kind of like blowing her off, you know? And she starts getting like real pissed off. And she starts like stomping around the house yelling, I want to see the Spacebook! I want to see the Spacebook! Like literally, like walking across the house in rooms no one's in. Like yelling about how she wants to see the Spacebook, and we're all just like losing it, laughing because
this fucking Spacebook.
It's the kind of thing where it's like, it was frustrating. So I really didn't want to do it. Like I really didn't want to show it.
You don't want to deal with that shit.
I really didn't want to deal with it, and the fact that she's calling it the Spacebook makes it that much worse. But like, it was hilarious at the same time.
That's pretty good.
And again, I don't want to have to be the one who has to like sit down and explain to Meemaw why that it's the Facebook and what it is. I don't want to sit down
and explain to Meemaw anything
and what meme is and anything of that nature. I don't want to have to do that.
High concept shit, concept sci-fi shit to her.
Shit that she took classes on and still doesn't get.
Yes.
You know. It's like, it's so easy. Like I always hear, you know, people raise the point like, well, you know, I get why old people wouldn't understand certain things, right?
Yes.
Because like you have to like
high concept sci-fi shit.
Well, you have to just broaden your mind to understand it.
Yes.
You know, you have to be willing to accept that there are new things outside of anything you've experienced so far, you know?
Yes.
And you have to try to find like a logical leap. Like, to me, the fact that it's on a screen is the first helpful point. But I think where Meemaw gets lost is the idea of interacting with a thing on a screen.
Yes.
Like, I don't think she gets the idea of, like, using a mouse to move a cursor and that, like, and letting that be, like, an extension of you, sort of. You know? I think that's the part that she gets lost at and why she can't figure out computers. And then, like, try to add into that the concept of a website, and it's just too much, you know? But, like, I know plenty of old people who can do it. You know,
our other grandma
is
the first one to like anything I post on Facebook. She's the first one to like it.
Right.
And so it's just like, oh, well, I'm very careful about what I post on Facebook because my fucking grandma's looking at that shit.
Right. I mean, she's like 5 to 8 years younger than Meemaw, but like not a huge leap.
She's old, you know? She's still old.
She's in her 60s. And she is always on Facebook, you know. She plays Facebook games and shit. She's on Farmville and all that shit.
That's all she does.
Now, mind you, she is in general a more broad-minded person.
Probably more liberal, yeah.
Well, she's super more liberal, but I don't think that's the same thing as broad-minded.
I don't know. You're right. That was a fucked up thing for me to say. That was such a liberal thing for me to say.
That was definitely a liberal thing for you to say.
Because conservatives are all fucking...
Right.
Close-minded dipshits.
That's definitely the liberal perspective.
Yes. I'm sorry. It was the way I'm raised.
Yeah, it's true. It's mostly... Our mom she's so, like, anything to do with Republicans is automatically the worst thing.
Yes.
Even if it, like, aligns with her worldview. Like, the fact that a Republican said it makes it awful. Which is...
She's that ultimate turbo liberal, you know, thing that the turbo conservatives hate.
No, like, I don't think she's liberal. I think she's Democrat.
Yeah.
And here's what the difference is. Mom will support anything that is not related to the Republican Party. That's all that matters to her. Like, third party, Democrat, whatever. Like, because there was a long period, like, of a couple of years recently where she, like, was into, like, libertarian shit.
Yeah.
Like, she was saying, like, she had taken, like, one of those political quiz things online that, like, you know, tries to figure out your alignment or whatever. and it had put her more into libertarian, and she started listening to like what people were saying, and she liked some of the stuff like Ron Paul was saying and shit. And I'm like, you realize that libertarians are like way closer to Republican most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, because they're all
actually
about
back in high school
supporting the free market.
I was
shit.
all about libertarians, but then like I don't remember enough of what about it appealed to me back then.
It's because libertarians are all about personal freedom.
Yeah.
And my mom is all about personal freedom, you know. So I get where she's coming from, but what she doesn't realize is that like liberalism is still like it's not like they believe in a totalitarian government, you know. There's no American political like spectrum thing that is in favor of like, you know, of a totalitarianism or like a complete and total what's the word I'm looking for, communism or anything like that. Like, we have socialist ideas in our, you know, in our thing, but like liberals are not, they're not all that. They still believe a lot in personal freedoms and personal, you know, like being able to do a lot of whatever you want, you know. A lot of, like, libertarians are extremely, like, pro-weed and stuff, which, of course, Mom is into. But, like, so are liberals. They're also pro-weed, you know, which is a personal freedom thing. And, like, but libertarians are also super about, like, the free market and, like, not supporting, like, public health care and, you know, basically thinking that everyone should be on your own is the kind of thing. Like, libertarianism is like, you know, build it with your hands. I have my patch. Stay off my patch, you know, like that kind of thinking. Whereas liberalism has a lot more like, we should all be contributing to society together, you know? Yeah. So I would describe myself as probably extremely liberal. Because while I do believe a lot in personal freedoms and personal liberties, you know, I believe in them more on the side of like social issues, and not so much on the side of like what's the word I'm looking for? Monetary. What's the word for that? I'm slipping. My mind is broken right now. But like, I do think we should be taxing the rich more so than the poor because they can afford it. You know, like we should be putting all of our assets into making everyone better, you know? Yeah. People who have it good...
Elevate the poor people and give them, you know,
to me, the point of having it good is that you can bring everyone up with you, you know? And I'm not saying that we should make it so it's like... Because I understand the perspective of, like, reward people for doing well, right? But I also think that people who do well are always privileged. You know, there's always a degree of privilege, you know, like I don't think it's any, like, people will often say, like, well, you know, if you're poor, it's at least partly your fault, especially if you're an adult, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, but people aren't, if you're not
trapped by a fucked up system too.
Well, like, I don't think people understand how to have a mindset for success, you know? It's just your first life. Calm down.
But I was doing so good.
You were doing really good. Like, our dad will often say that he believes that, like, if you're... My dad's like, if you're an adult, then whether you succeed or fail is all entirely on you, because, as he always puts it, there's public libraries everywhere, so you can go and learn, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm like, okay, first of all, how many people, like realize that? Exactly. Like, how many people understand
you shouldn't be punished for ignorance, you know?
Right. Like, how many people understand that there are libraries everywhere, and that's where you can, and how many people would know what to look for, you know? If you go to the library, they're not just gonna have, like, a section of books titled How to Live Correctly, you know? You're gonna have a million books of all different perspectives. Some of them are written by idiots. Some of them are written by people who don't know shit, you know? You kind of have to, like, read everything, and then, you know, you get, like, a jumbled mess of perspective, and... You know, for some people, the first... Like how every high schooler, the first, like, thing they read that makes sense to them becomes their philosophy, right? Yes. That's how I was in high school. Like, when I was, like, 14, around the time, like, I watched Ava and everything, like, I was really into, like, spiritual ideas and, like, philosophical ideas because, like, my dad was reading a lot of books like that, and I would read, like, one or two... and then completely have, like, this whole perspective that I'm like, you know, oh, this is now what I think. And and then like I read 2 more books and I completely change it, you know. No one really knows where to start with that shit. And knowing where to start is a form of privilege, you know. It's like you were lucky. You were lucky enough to be raised in a way that led you to understand where to start looking for information, you know, and what information is valuable, and having the right mindset of knowing what to take from what you read. And so, like, to me, like, life is completely unfair. There is no fairness in the way the world is, right?
Yes.
And so to treat society like it should just be fair game for everybody, like everybody should be equal, is a little weird. You know, I'm not saying unequal as in everyone shouldn't have the same rights, but I think everyone should be working to elevate everyone else to the same level, you know? And I don't think you do that through, like, trickle-down economics of, like, the rich make the decisions. I mean...
Fuck, that's so fast!
The rich definitely know better, like, what to do, but they also know better how to take care of themselves. I think... Yes. I shouldn't say I don't want the rich making the decisions. I'm just saying I want them to be making the right decisions. Yes. And the government exists to help people make the right decisions. For us to collectively decide what the right decisions are. And those decisions should be based on, like... the people who should be coming up with the ideas of how society should be run should be the people studying social economics and the people studying psychology, not like politicians who are studying politics, you know? Like,
no! He shoots him while he's blocking the other one.
Businessmen who are studying...
I fucking got this.
Just business.
I'm gonna beat this.
You know? It should be people, you get what I'm saying?
Yes. Conrad Collins, Democratic President 2016. Fuck me!
It's so rough, dude. It's just the roughest boss. This is a children's game. This is a children's game.
Like, I'm really mad right now.
In 2015.
I'm rarely actually really mad on this show. That genuinely pissed me off. It was like I had full life and then I had no life.
So what happens when you get hit by the big laser?
I got this motherfucker. I didn't get hit by the big laser.
Oh. I
got hit by some random fucking bomb or something. I didn't even see it. Fuck!
Calm down. You're clipping the shit out of me.
It's hot. It's fucking hot, man.
It's not even really hot. You're just getting heated because you're fucking mad. It's not gotten any warmer than it was when we started. Oh man, I'm getting pretty drunk.
I am saving
too,
this for a special moment.
You could probably tell I'm drunk because I actually went on an entire political tirade.
That was a hell of a tirade. I was like, I feel like I could throw something in, but I'm just like not that passionate about any sort of political matter.
I get into mindsets like this because like we just had this whole tragedy in Paris with all these like terrorist attacks and stuff.
That's an interesting thing to me because like. It's weird, like, I just don't care.
Well, that's because you're a disgusting, terrible person.
Disgusting, terrible asshole.
150 innocent people died.
I'm just like, yeah, that really sucks, you know?
I mean...
But... What can you do?
Well, okay.
You can change your Facebook picture to have stripes on it, you know?
That's the right... You're presenting the right attitude in the wrong way.
Yes.
You should be moving on... And being like, okay, well, I'm gonna be strong. I'm not gonna be scared. I'm gonna be I'm gonna keep going with life.
Yeah.
You know, not gonna get hung up on it. Not the same thing as not caring.
I guess I'm just not. I'm not afraid. How about that? Where it's like I think about it, I'm like, yeah, terrorists.
If you want to spin it like, in a way that makes you sound like less of a monster, then yes.
But I mean, that's
fine.
I mean, I do feel that way. Where it's just like when I think about it, like I've been watching a lot of the stuff on Vice, and like I was just watching an episode on the condition of like the Muslim community in Paris and how like it's. Their political system's corrupt and the Muslim community's getting real pissed off and a bunch of people are turning towards ISIS because they're getting, like, shat on by the government. And they're, like, young guys like us who are just, like, you know, they're starting to get angry. And so when I saw it, I was like, of course! That makes sense!
Wait, did we do it? Have we done this?
I think so.
Oh my god.
But basically, Paris had it coming in a way. Where it's like, they were pissing Muslims off.
Wait,
I did it. I beat I beat the boss of Splatoon. I just had to figure out that one
pattern. You beat the boss
pattern.
while saying possibly the most offensive thing that anyone will ever say in a Let's Play series ever.
I'm just saying, the fact that, like, literally 3 days ago I saw that, and I was just like, that's really bad. Like, that really sucks, like, what's going on there, and then there's an attack. It's like, well, you could see what led up to it.
Right.
Because the Muslim community there is very pissed off.
Paris had it coming is the choice of
that
words
is, of course, the worst. That is like my controversial news anchor way of putting it.
I think what you should have said is...
I'm a little drunk.
You should have said... No, you said this yesterday when you were sober. You said the same words.
I didn't say Paris had it coming.
You said they kind of had it coming. You said those exact words yesterday.
I don't know.
Because I was thinking about it all day, how much... I was like, what the fuck did he say? Why the fuck would he say that? What you mean to say is... You understand the causality of it. You saw it coming.
Oh, cool.
Not they had it coming, but you saw it coming.
I saw it coming.
You anticipated that something like this was going to happen soon.
Yes.
Had it coming is what you say to someone who deserves something.
I know. Look, I know how wrong it was to say that. I'm sorry.
God.
I wasn't surprised.
Let us never bring up anything topical on this show ever again.
Yes, please don't, because I'm the worst.
Well, the thing is, when I said it, I thought you were, like, when I said this whole Paris thing just happened, I expected your reaction to be, oh, I don't want to get into that because it's topical.
Well, I'm drunk.
I need to be more drunk. I'm pretty drunk, but I need to be more drunk.
You're, like, real pissed off.
What I was gonna say is, when a tragedy like this happens, I tend to think a lot about the world and how it operates.
Yes.
And how, to me,
Dude, people have been posting so many, like, those deep, thoughtful, like...
Right.
Oh, you need to tell everyone in your life you love them because, you know, things like this happen.
That kind of stuff, like, okay, I get where that comes from, but it's very, like, smarmy. You know, like, whatever. That's how people think. I'm not going to shit on them for the way that they deal with tragedy. The way I deal with tragedy is to hole up and not say anything because I can't I can't process death, you know. I go out and go for a long walk and think about it and, like, hurt, you know.
I guess for me it's just, like, I need to go off and live my career no matter what happens in the world.
Right.
And it's all horrible, but I have to prioritize myself.
That is a good way to do it, and I don't blame you. But like
and it's like there's a bunch of people out there. You know, you gotta do what you're gonna do.
Yeah. It's that fucking well, you probably don't even remember the lyrics of this, but the song on "I Love You, Honey Bear," where he's singing about like all the fucked up shit in the world, and he's just like, what I fail to see is what that has to do with you and me. You know.
Now, what I would love to do is be a cameraman for Vice and actually report on this
tragedy.
Shit. Because fucking, when I watch Vice, I'm just like, dude, I would love to be on the front lines, 50 feet away from ISIS, filming a guy, like, complaining about how bad it is. Like, that is incredible. Like, that's a good thing you could do, is, like, actually be there, showing people what it's like. You know, like, that's real shit.
There's a Vice documentary that Jesse was telling me about basically Project Awesomeness. Because it's about a...
We beat Splatoon. We don't have to keep talking about shit.
Nah, dude, go play multiplayer, because people have been asking us to.
Hold on, I want to sing...
Should we make it a separate episode, or should we just keep... Well, we're going to keep talking about this topic, so we might as well keep going. Bitter's texting, hope I beat Splatoon. At least I think that's what you typed, because I saw a lot of O's.
I did. I mean, I beat Splatoon! Wubba lubba dub dub!
Anyway, there's a Vice documentary Jesse Wood was telling me about like this family where it's like 6 brothers and they all have like hair down to their backs and they never leave the house and they reenact movies on video.
Whoa.
Sound familiar, kind of? They make like funny videos and they all have super long hair. They kind of look like us.
It's about funny guys.
Jesse messaged me and was like, this is literally Project Awesomeness. He was like, I'm watching a documentary. But here's the difference. They have literally never left their house.
Oh shit!
Like a tiny little like apartment house.
Oh,
it's like
God.
6 brothers, and their dad, like growing up, thought that they'd never be able to like survive in the outside world,
What the
kind of
fuck?
thing. So he just kind of trapped them all in
So
the
you
house.
meant literally
their whole life.
by the actual
Never
definition of
have
literal.
yeah, I actually meant literally. Otherwise, I would not have said it.
Literally
she
now
says,
means
like,
figuratively.
literally, music is the air she breathes.
Hold on, I'm done
And the
feeling.
malaprops make me wanna fucking scream. I wonder if she even knows what that word means. Well, it's
They pointed
literally
out.
not that.
They pointed out in the last season of Newsroom that the Oxford Dictionary has now expanded the definition of literally to include the now modern figurative literally.
Right.
And so now there's literally no word for literally. Except for the original Latin root is the only word that means literal. And now there is no literally. So there is nothing is literally anymore.
Well, that works for me because I don't believe in objective
Dude,
reality.
let's do a fucking ranked battle. Hell yeah. Motherfucker.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I love that words change definitions, and it's funny to me because Oxford is always really on point with it. Like, when people start using a word differently, like, all the time, and it becomes a part of mainstream culture, Oxford usually changes the definition long before people accept that. Like, you'll see people bitching about, like, oh, that's not what literally means, but, like, Oxford will have changed it 6 months ago, you know, and it's like, well, it
I want you to take my
does
phone
now.
and look up the Oxford definition of faggot, please.
I highly doubt that one has changed.
I really hope it has. Whoa, dude, this is like the best pastel green right now. Why couldn't I fight the final boss like this? Motherfucker, yeah! Oh, I got killed. I got a bucket, dude. I've never played this
Alright,
before.
Oxford definition of faggot. We have, in English, number 1, North American informal offensive, a male homosexual. 2, British spelling of faggot, which is the cigarette word, I believe. Derivatives, faggoty.
Faggoty. That's a funny word.
Yeah,
It's
so
like a shotgun. Hell
its
yeah.
only Oxford definition is being an offensive word for a gay guy.
Man, that sucks. Oxford needs to get their shit together.
I mean, that's still really, there's no other definition
Yeah, I
for
know.
it.
Nah, man, it's about bikers. Guys who ride Harleys are faggots.
That is definitely not
According to South Park,
how
man.
most people would understand it if you said it.
Yes, I know.
Well, you've got a whole bucket of paint
A man
now?
can dream. Yes.
This is basically just like the paint roller,
It's a shotgun.
but the paint roller was the shotgun.
Yeah, but this is like shoots even further than that. I like this a lot more, actually.
That makes it less of a shotgun and more of like a...
This kicks ass, dude. Look, because it falls in a nice way.
I guess I don't know, it kind of seems like it... Well, I guess the paint roller like paints while you're moving, and this only paints if you're standing still.
Yeah, it's a lot more like... Well, no, you can shoot the paint roller, too.
Right, but you have to stop to do that. Whereas if you're walking with the
guess.
paint roller, you're
This does
automatically
seem more
painting.
efficient. I like it.
No, I meant it's less efficient, is what I
Oh.
was saying. Like, for just painting the level, it's less efficient.
Yeah,
Because
the
you don't
paint
paint
roller
the
is for covering the most ground.
Right, but it also works like a close-range, heavy-hitting weapon.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was talking about,
I think this
before
shoots
you
faster.
interrupted me with this whole literally thing, there was that documentary, The Kids Who Never Left Their House. It looked pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And now they're, like, adults, so now they're, like, you know, ready
like
to
King of the
leave
Hill.
the house kind of thing. And then, oh yeah, this does seem to be a King of the Hill mode. Is this one of the new modes?
Yeah, there's a lot of new modes. Now it has, it's actually has
It's
enough
actually a
content
whole
to be a
game
real
now.
shooter now. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is funny because in some of the original trailers they showed like the paint bucket weapon and the paintbrush weapon, so it's like I know they just gated it off to like keep the hype going for a while.
But there's no local multiplayer still. So
I think they've
it's-
added stuff like that, maybe. Or no, yeah, I mean like yeah, there's still none of that.
It's the only
But
thing
there's ranked battles and things like
you realize
that.
if this game had local multiplayer, we'd play it all the time.
Probably, you're right.
That's, I'm so every game that like doesn't have local multiplayer anymore, I'm just disappointed.
The fucking new Call of Duty has local 4-player. No, like that is the best fucking thing that has happened.
I can't believe they didn't put it.
So we could play local 4-player horde mode in that and have a fucking blast.
Like, I know the point was that... Oh, fuck. The wine's coming up. I know the point was that they were trying to get into the market of, like, the online shooters, but, like, I can't believe a Nintendo game doesn't have local multiplayer, you know? Anyway. What was I talking about? Right. Back with the whole, politics. Where was I going with that? I had something to say a long time ago. It's kind of like in the void.
Oh shit! Splat, motherfucker!
It was kind of like, oh yeah. Here's an interesting story because Guillermo del Toro on Twitter has been posting a lot about the Italian crisis and everything, and I really appreciate it when like respected celebrities do this. Yeah. Right? Because like for me,
were we still trying to ink it up? I thought we were playing King of the Hill. Oh, whatever. I don't fucking care.
For me, like I feel like I'm not the guy who should comment on this stuff, right?
Yes.
Because I don't know anybody in Paris. I don't have any connections there.
Yes.
I'm not a person who people come to expecting like an intelligent. Well, I guess they do expect intelligent opinions, but people only expect me to talk about anime and video games and nerdy shit and myself. Like I'm not an authority on this kind of stuff. I don't like. It's one thing to like extend your thoughts, but my thoughts are too complicated to put into a tweet. Like the range of emotions I feel about this is not something I can just say. Oh, my thoughts go out to Paris. No shit, my thoughts go out to Paris. Everyone's thoughts go out to Paris, Of course they do. So, like, to me, it's weird to, like, just say that, I don't know. It feels odd to me to, like, to comment on that kind of thing. But I like it when someone like Del Toro, who... a lot of people follow him, so if people really do like need support, like when people share those, like whenever a tragedy happens, there's a bunch of hotlines people can call, and people will post about them on Twitter and be like, retweet this, so if anybody needs it, they'll see it.
What are the hotlines?
Anything for a tragedy, like any kind of tragedy that happens, people will set up phone lines so that you can
like get resources if you're like in the shits.
Anything you need, like if you're fucking stranded somewhere because you're fucking whole family just got shot, and you have Twitter, then you can contact somebody and figure out what the fuck's going on.
That's good.
There's always a lot of hotlines every time there's you really don't know anything about Twitter, do you? Like
I don't.
It's occurring to me you've never been on Twitter during a tragedy, but there's a lot of very specific
I guess when you're
happen.
on Twitter at a tragedy, it's much more in your face than like Facebook,
extremely
where everyone just
so.
Fucking changes their fucking profile picture.
Well, because on Facebook, everyone finds out about it after it happens and then says sorry. On Twitter, it's happening. Like if you're on Twitter during a tragedy, it is currently, or during like a protest or anything major going on in the world.
Oh, it's fast.
I mean, like people often attribute like the whole Arab Spring thing.
Fucked.
You remember the Arab Spring, right? Where all like Egypt and all those other countries had those huge uprisings. All of that was like very social media driven.
Yes.
Where like it was taking place on Twitter, sort of thing. And I've been on Twitter through all of these, and they're always trending topics. They're always things people are talking about. So I see this stuff while it's happening, if it's like something major like this. And, there'll be all these hotlines that people can call. And like, it seems weird for me to retweet those things because I'm so disconnected and out there. And I feel like you're going to find it from someone bigger than me, But when it's someone like Del Toro, where he has a shit ton of followers, like a real audience, and like people around the world care about his work, then like, it's cool that he's tweeting about it, because like maybe someone will actually see it just through him, But he was telling this story about why he, because in the wake of this, there's all these people who are like, well, we gotta go kill all them. We gotta go kill ISIS and stuff,
Yeah.
Even my dad was like, we should be out there, like, like he's been saying this. Yeah. He's like, I've been saying since the beginning, since this terrorist stuff started, we should just go in and wipe out all the terrorists,
That's fucked
have
up.
A coalition of nations.
What I
and go
saw
in there and...
on Vice is they were talking about how, like, all we're doing against him is airstrikes. and we just like we have our intelligence that finds like key positions in like their structure or whatever. We try to take out key people and we do airstrikes. But the airstrikes just end up pissing off more people in those countries, and then more and more people join ISIS because they're pissed off about the airstrikes. And then we're just getting nothing done.
I firmly believe hatred will only spring more hatred.
Yes.
That's the way the world works. The more people you kill, the more people will die. If we do... Because, you know, the mindset people have, they think that if you go in and you just kill everybody who is a problem, then there'll be no more problem. That's not how it works.
Yeah, because you're just going to piss off more people.
You're going to create a new problem, you know? Let's say that you have someone... Let's say there's two best friends. One is very moderate and isn't a terrorist. One is a terrorist. You kill the terrorist, now his best friend hates you.
Yes,
you know?
that's exactly what's happening.
The moderate becomes the terrorist. Like,
that people are on the fence and then more shit happens and they just go over.
Violence will always breed more violence, and hatred will always bring more hatred, and you can't solve a problem by killing people.
And it's young people who need a purpose. And then, like,
you solve a problem.
Their ad campaigns are insane for ISIS.
You don't solve a problem by killing people and making other people... like, because that's the... like, everything you do sets an example for everyone else, right?
Yes.
If your solution to problem is kill people, then what that teaches people is that killing people is a solution to problems. You know, if you say, "Oh, you killed us, well, we're gonna kill you," then they're gonna go, "Oh, well, now that you've killed us, we're gonna kill you too." You know.
Now the problem with that is that ISIS is determined to kill us.
Right.
Like that's the whole idea is that they're gonna kill everyone.
I'm not saying that like.
So it's tricky.
It is tricky, and I'm not saying that like that no one. Like no one has to die. This is an Undertale, you know. Like some people are going to have to die for things to happen. You know, like I agree with Maddox when Maddox has his whole thing where he's like really glad about Bin Laden's death. He's always talking about like how like he every year he celebrates Bin Laden's dead day.
What the fuck?
He has like a whole holiday dedicated to the death of Bin Laden because when it happened, then like a lot of people were celebrating it, you know, and then people were like, "Oh, you know, celebrating someone's death, that's not cool." And it's like, this guy was a monster who killed, like, it was responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths. Like,
people would celebrate Hitler's death, right?
Right, you know, and it's like, there's an extent to which I get it, like, you know, and I personally would, like, don't feel good about, like, celebrating because someone's dead, but, like, I get where it comes from when it's something as symbolic as that. Where it's like, this man was a symbol for entire generations of hatred, you know? And for, like, everyone in the world is happy that he's gone, you know? So, like, I don't know. But I definitely don't believe in the idea of, like, just kill everyone and it'll solve our problems. That won't happen. If you want to solve problems, you have to do it by educating people. By changing people's minds, you know? Which is a much longer and harder process, but it actually works. Whereas the other one does not work. Like, people think...
What you really gotta do is you gotta make the rest of the world Muslims like us enough that they don't want to join ISIS and kill us.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
It's really a matter of
like, we're never
stopping them from being able to grow.
We're never
rather
going
than killing
to
everyone who's
like,
there.
We're never going to make Muslims less mad at us when we're like, every time something like this happens, people are like, "Oh, this is because of Muslims," you know, because Muslims are an evil religion and stuff or whatever. And it's like, well, you saying that and you treating them that way is going to lead to more of this, you know.
And airstrikes. That it really doesn't help.
So, like, the way the way to peace is by trying to bring peace, not by violence. Violence will never breed peace. It will only breed more violence, you know? And, like, I get why people think, like, oh, well, it takes too long to educate people and it's too expensive and this and that. But it's like, yeah, but it will eventually work, whereas this won't ever. Killing people won't ever solve this. Whereas educating them in the very, very long term, if we really worked at it, has a chance of actually changing something, you know? Reducing the number of radicals out there. Bringing everyone up to our level, as I said before, you know?
Shit like, they were talking about, when Obama pulled, like, most of our troops out of, like, Afghanistan and stuff, it just made the terrorism worse because now they're like, this is our chance! The American troops are gone, let's fuck shit up! And this is like this whole second wave came, and now they can't handle it.
It's a topsy-turvy situation, but the reason I was bringing up all that stuff I just said is because of this Guillermo del Toro post. Because he was going on about, he was telling the story on Twitter, and I thought you would like this story, because it's some pretty intense shit.
Uh-huh.
So apparently, at some point in his past, Del Toro's father was kidnapped in, like, a hostage situation with, like, a bunch of people, right? And it was, like, this really crazy situation where all these people were, you know, were held, and you know, the police went in to do something about it. And when it was going to happen, apparently 2 officers came up to Del Toro and his mom and like some other people, and they told them for like $2,000, we will put you in a room with 2 of the terrorists tied up and let you do whatever you want to them.
Holy shit.
And for like $5,000, you know, we'll take like a bunch of pictures of all their dead bodies after we've like fucking destroyed them.
Awful.
Shit, right? Police officer said this.
Oh my god.
And they were like, no, you know, we're not gonna delight in people's, you know, people being dead and stuff, like, you know, because we want him back, but we're not happy about what has to be done to do that, you know. And then he said there was like a huge like gathering of like the people, you know, the families and everything who had been affected by this at some point after they took care of it. You know, they went in, they saved everybody, and then like this gathering was happening, and he said at some point, like at the table, someone says something about pictures, and a bunch of people gather around. He said he stayed back, but someone had paid. Someone had done it. Someone had paid the money. Wow. Someone had the pictures of the attackers, you know. It's like, that's the way a lot of people try to deal with, like, people want revenge, you know. Something like this happens, people start blaming people. They start going, oh, we gotta kill them Muslims, you know, and that's the problem. That's why this is gonna keep happening, because people want it to happen. They want more violence, you know. It's not helping. Well, anyway.
That's pretty deep, bro.
That's my spiel. This is the kind of stuff that, like, that feels obvious to me, because I spend most of my time, like, consuming the art of bleeding heart liberals, you know, like, when you, like, watch anime or read books or anything, it's always, this is the message.
Anime's pretty liberal.
Friendship is well, that's not true. Japan is a very conservative culture in a lot of social ways. Yeah. But in terms of, like, not, like, believing in not killing everybody, believing in trying to save everyone, you know, anime is always about that. That's true. It's always about friendship prevails. Pro-life. That togetherness is the... And, like... So, as, like, an anime fan and as a consumer of culture, like, the idea of, like, love, love, love makes the world go round, like, that's...
Tony Hawk's pro-life on the N64.
Oh my god.
Hashtag pro-life. Very professional.
Oh my god. You know, I watch My Little Pony.
Being such a narc right now.
A show about, like, trying to... Well, funnily enough, they don't always reform their enemies on that show, because I believe T-Rex was locked in an underground prison.
Fuck him, man.
And
he was an asshole.
Wasn't someone just straight up killed? Was
Trayvon, man.
The bad guy from the start of season 3, the one who was like Sauron, was kind of just like evaporated. But in any case, like most of the time,
Jumping
you know,
the shark, huh?
I've always been a fan of like the reform the villains idea, you know, which is like very common in anime. And I mean, a lot of the time it's because the character's popular, you know, and it's like a popular sympathetic villain. But I think everyone is sympathetic on some level, you know. Yeah. Like, everyone has a reason that they are the way they are. And like I said, I don't think it's true that no one ever has to die. It's kind of like when you get into a Joker situation, right? Like, some men just want to watch the world burn. Some men can't be bought.
You gotta kill that
reason
fucker.
Yeah, like...
when they're determined.
The Joker is never going to change. And, like, the Batman symbolizes just the law. He is, you know, the will of the people that there needs to be judgment, you know. And so that's why he can never kill him. But it's like, if you don't kill the Joker, he's never going to change. He's this force of destruction, you know? And, like, I understand symbolically why Batman won't kill Joker, but at the same time, it's like, you just gotta kill the dude. Like, it's never gonna change. And it's just this one guy who's like this, you know? Like, even with all I said about violence begets violence, no one's on the Joker's side really, except for like Harley Quinn. You know, his people are hired goons who only have direction because he gave it to them. You know, like I feel like if you killed the Joker, you could reform Harley. You know, and
she's usually back and forth anyways.
Right, like if you killed the Joker, everyone else could be saved, but he is the element of like.
He's just that big of a douchebag. He just needs to go.
And he eventually, in one of the DC films, he does kill the Joker, right? That one where they're, like, older. It's, like, 20 years in the future, and he finally just fucking beats him to death.
I think so. I can't remember.
It's fucking awesome. That being pretty good. No, he doesn't kill him. The Joker, well, he, like, beats him within an inch of his life, and then the Joker breaks his own neck.
Yeah, he kills himself. Yeah.
Yeah. That shit was intense. But yeah, like, there are situations like that.
He just, like, tilts his head to his side and fucking snaps his own neck. It's like, oh, really?
But, okay. Like, I am definitely of the mindset that, like, we should at least try to save everyone, you know?
Yes.
And so I guess that's the kind of anime protagonist I am. The Kamijo Toma from Index. You're not living your life correctly, as his famous line is. But you know, like,
fuck.
In anime, they're always asked, like, you have to save the girl or save the world, and they always go, I'm not going to do either, and then they go beyond the impossible and save everybody. And that's always been, like, when people ask me, I've always said that I hate rhetorical questions, and I'm always a dick when people ask them to me. And whenever someone's like, oh, if you had to choose between me and him, who would you let die? And I'm like, I wouldn't let either of you die. Yeah. You know, I would find a way. Like, they'd be like, well, the rhetorical is that there is no way. And I'm like, I'd find a way. You know, like, that's my answer. I would not let there be no way. I would find a way, you know.
Where there's a will, there is a way.
That's what that quote means, now that you mention it. Alright, after this match is over, we can end this. I've exhausted my political ideas. Oh, is that what you've been trying to do?
You don't have to fucking talk about politics.
Well, I mean, I've exhausted all the... Like, this train of thought I've been on for like half an hour, I've exhausted.
It's been quite a while.
It's
Conrad talking. I mean, I guess it's pretty relevant, and you really care about these things a lot.
I'm glad that, like, after like 20 or 30 minutes of complete bullshit, I managed to get onto a topic I apparently was so impassioned about that I didn't shut up about.
I did assume that something like these horrible tragedies always affect you way more than they do me, which is why I always consider you to be more of like a soft-hearted guy.
Right.
In the end.
I think it's because I have more time to think about this shit, you know?
Maybe.
Like, because
I haven't been doing anything.
Well, what you said, like, okay.
Maybe I'm just more worried about immediate concerns.
When it happened, of course, my thought was I need to take my mind off of it. That would be ideal, is if I had something else I cared about more that I could think about. If I had a video I could lose myself in, or if I was working on something, like, if this had happened and I had been right in the middle of some big project or, you know, or something like that, I wouldn't have been probably as thinking about it. But I had nothing going on. So, like, this happened, and all I had to do was sit and think about it.
All I think about is the fact that I need to go off to grad school, and therefore nothing else is a big problem. Ah, fuck. Is he gonna win in the last 2 seconds? Fuck you, dude. Wow. Wow. We lost control at the last fucking second. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah.
It's time-based. It's not about who has it at the end.
Point-based. Okay. Fuck, man.
How many more weapons do you have to try?
Oh, I've only tried the bucket. I don't even know if I have the other weapons. I have to go buy them.
I thought you had been, like, cycling through them or something, because you said...
No,
Let's just end this now. We did some local multiplayer to show off what that's like, because people asked us to. We beat the boss.
It was a good time.
Yeah, and it's like an hour and 20 minutes.
It's a good game. It's a pretty good game.
I'm gonna drink some more box wine. I'm pretty drunk, but now I feel like all like clarity and impassioned. I'm Clarence Clarity right now.
Go right over to Zelda. No.
Out the gate, take me out the gate. That do what do and how do in my oh, can I get a
Fuck this guy.
witness? Oops, I forgot my sickness. Oops, I forgot your
Taking him out.
lipstick.
Taking him out.
Love again.
Taking him out.
Is that Sans?
Whacking him up. That is
Gonna
Sans.
get a river, slide to the
I have a
red
sinking feeling you're gonna undermining of my abilities. I'm fucking this little dude up, man.
Alright.
Fuck his shit.
That's right, I have a keyboard next to me I can end the episode with. Bye, guys.